So may I have your name?
Yeah, my name is Madhu.
How long you working here?
I been working here from last 4 years.
So you aware everything here, I think.
Yeah, yes. I hope so.
I think so. And today I have two class based
Okay.
on two class of ISO 9001-2015. So based on class 10.2 non-conformant and corrective action. So for the class 10.2, it's divided into two parts. 10.2.1. For 10.2.1, I'm gonna ask you what non-conformant happen in your section. How you react and how you react and take the correction and control of the non-conformance.
Okay, yeah. So we have some non-conformities which we come up with our internal audit reports, which was the last internal audit was done in January 2018, right? And we have 3 non-conformities. So, but we removed all 3 non-conformities, and then now there is no non-conformity.
How do you remove it?
With the corrective action, we took the corrective action. When our auditor gives us the report of non-conformity, we do the corrective action, and here is our corrective action report.
So, okay, so we corrective action.
Yes, I gave you this is our corrective action report.
Okay. But sorry, you have internal and internal non-conformant.
What do you mean by internal?
You just show me that you have a non-conformant and internal on January.
Internal audit.
Internal audit. On January 2008, and you renew it by your correct aid.
Yeah.
So what you correct inside the activity, I cannot know the document.
Oh, no, I mean if you 3, there was, I told you 3 non-conformities
Yeah.
were there, and we done the corrective action report and removed this non-conformity.
What the corrective report?
Corrective action report is this.
Công viên theo công viên thì theo công viên là plan tục những plan nó là nổi quá nhất trong hai
According
nhóm
to your corrective report, how you determine the cost of non-conformant in your section? How you determine its non-conformance?
The cost of the non-conformity.
Yeah.
course.
Because
Yeah, the cost of the non-conformity, see, if we are a manufacturer of food products, right? And if we do not remove and the same product goes to our client, so it can harm in a different ways, right? The product can deteriorate, can affect to the health of the consumer, and they can fall down sick. They have to go to the hospitals, having a lot of costs. So we have direct cost for us is that we lose the customer once this particular incident happens. And the indirect cost is the money after spending, they spend the money on buying our product and they fell down sick, and that is their cost. So it is going to harm our business in many ways.
I think this is it already.
Okay.
So, okay, now I go to the next clause, 10.2.2. For this clause, I'm going to ask what documented information can you show out the evidence of the non-conformant and the result of corrective action?
Yeah, we have the internal audit report, and this is our corrective action report, and this is our non-conformance report, and this is action taken. This file is here. Take this file.
Okay. And then example, if I found in your report, it is not
Meeting to my statement.
Yeah, missing.
Yeah, so yes, so then you can ask the question there, that why this is there, you told me that this is there.
Okay.
You can ask it here, who is the document controller? Who is keeping the records of this? So where this is placed, when your last audit happened, before last audit, you see, as an auditor, you have to check the various evidences. I'm a smart person, I know today is my audit, right? I prepared every report for today.
Yeah.
I show you the internal audit report, I made a corrective action report, I made a non-conformity report, I give you the complete file. So it's the duty of the auditor to find out the actual evidence, whether this activity is happening continuously or not. So you go back to that. You ask me, when was before happened this one? Where is the report? What was the previous, before this audit, where was your previous non-conformities? How many non-conformities were there? So now you are taking me into your trap, that I open up my lies before you.
So ask
Got it? So that is a part of an auditor. So that's why there are questions. So your question should be continuous basis, so that you don't give chance, because your questions were most closed questions. Right? So when you did the closed questions, I have answered you yes or no. So you cannot find out, your question should be open-ended question. So open-ended question, let me say, ask you, what is your internal audit process? So now I am on the other hand to explain you in deep what is our procedure for the internal audit. What is the frequency of our internal audit in the organization? So you are getting at the evidences where, when talking, you need not to mention the clause. Once you mention what process you are going to check, so you have to mention the process that as per clause number 10, improvement. Improvement coming up with all your corrective action, internal audit, and yeah. So you prepare, you are already prepared for that. Being an auditor, you have to ask the question. So that's why in before the activity, so the question should be the most open question, not the closed-ended question. If you ask me, where is your report? Here is your report. This is report. Finished. You have nothing to verify. You are not letting the auditor to explain. So you should go in another way. You engage the people. You engage the person you are auditing into the conversation, that so you should have the detailed information, and then you ask on that information, you can ask him to provide the evidences. Right? Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good morning, Matthew. As I read your, you sent me already the pre-audit information. So, let me clarify again. Are you the purchasing manager of this company?
Yes.
Okay. So, I will audit you for the ISO 9000-2015. This is the clause applicable, 8.4, because I also review your documents that you sent to me. Control of externally provided process, product and services. Okay, so this is my question to you. As a reference for clause 8.1.1, how does your organization ensures that the externally provided service, product or process conforms to your organization requirements?
Okay, well, we have, when we are selecting any kind of third party or any supplier who are providing us the services, usually we are a construction company. So we have a lot of suppliers, right, who are providing us the material. Some are providing us manpower, and some are providing us the equipments for hire. So we have the procedure for selection of each of suppliers. So our procedure says that we have certain criteria to evaluate the supplier. Based on those certain criteria, like their service, like their manpower, how much the manpower they have, what are the competent people our contractor have, and then we go to visit the subcontractor place, see whether they are meeting our requirement or not, whether they have the competent persons or not, or like if somebody is supplying us the equipment, we make sure they have the enough supplies of the equipment. All the equipments, they have the procedure of testing and calibration before they send it to our organization to use.
Okay, so if you allowed me, can I see your supplier selection and approval process?
Yeah, sure,
Document
definitely.
information.
So this is our procedure of supplier
Okay.
selection, and this is our evaluation report.
Okay. And also, I will require you to submit me the approved supplier list, the updated or the current one. Do you have?
Updated report we don't have. We have we
Suppliers list.
updated in January 2000, that we have already, and we usually do every quarter after 3 months. Every 3 months.
Oh, okay. So maybe you can provide me the latest.
The latest one is done in January 2018. So
Okay.
this is the latest one.
Okay. So according to this, I checked your manual. So it clearly defines the frequency, who is responsible, and how to do performance evaluation of your suppliers. Your criteria is all clearly written per product required. But I noticed that this suppliers list, this supplier X in your approved suppliers list doesn't have any supplier approval program, doesn't have supplier performance evaluation. It's missing. You said that on your manual, before you obtain the service from a supplier, this is your requirements. They need to supply you this. This is your supplier's approval program, but it's missing. I don't see the records.
Maybe by mistake we have not done this particular supplier. You have called Mr. X.
Okay.
We might have forgot to do the evaluation for him. But usually, as per our process, we do the evaluation for each of the suppliers.
Okay, so this one is minor. Other right. Missing for this supplier's X, this documents was not able to provide it by the purchase manager. Okay, so in case, so this is the situation. Supplier X doesn't have any supporting documents that you implement the process as per your quality, as per your documented information, the procedures for getting the suppliers. What you gonna do next?
Next time we will take care of that and we will do the evaluation. I will tell my team to get all the things verified and done.
So, how will you convince me that this thing will not happen again?
Yes, I will appoint Miss Genti. I give the additional responsibility to Genti. She will make sure that the next time all the supplier evaluation will be done on time and there will be no supplier left without having any evaluation. And she will make the report, and before the evaluation date comes, she will do her report, send her report to me almost 15 days so that we will have time to get it done.
Okay, so this is the case, Dr. Madhu. Your supplier X, basically, you just get them without evaluating them first if they have the capacity or the resources needed, so that you can they can satisfy your requirements. Provided, okay, this one is none. But for the latest deliveries or for all the deliveries that they supplied to you, how do you establish the confidence, or how do you know that the product that they supply conforms to your requirements.
Yeah, see, like equipment, we usually use the forklifts, we use the sometimes the road rollers for our construction work, right? And we use also the excavators, right? So this is our checklist. So we have our checklist and we have a person, evaluating person. Whenever any supplier send us their equipment to use, we compare this with our metrics and make sure that he evaluate that particular product and also check out the calibration reports whether those equipments are calibrated on time or not. Then only we take those products in our custody for the period of the time we hiring that product, right? And when we release that product, the same way we make sure the same product is compliant to all of our technical requirements.
Okay, so in related to that, can you provide me the retained records of that procedures?
Yes, so currently we have 3 excavators in use, right? So these are the all records for them.
Okay, good.
Okay,
So
so
you have one minor conformity.
yeah, yeah. So you have to detail that one. Now your closing report. So you should close the report. Okay. Well, as per our finding, as per the audit finding, what we have observed is that this is one non-conformity, which is a minor non-conformity, right? And how it is going to affect to organization, and put up your suggestion that this should not be happen again, and you are already improving the system. So you also have to close that one. So now, the next team. Who start?
Yeah, me.
Okay.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Dr. Madhu. Yeah, as we agree on the planning, today we have the meeting from 2 to 3 o'clock, and from your organization, I found you are the manager of the quality management.
Yeah.
So, and I found under your chart, there has 9 members under your supervision. So today I come up with two squad which are relevant to you as a June as manager, so by the competent and awareness. So I would like to verify some clause with you. So within this 1 hour, I was select you for interview because you are in charge of the decision making. So just clarify that now the 9 members still working under your supervision.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And can I know their selection process? How do you select? Are you involved with the human resource manager to recruit all these 9 people?
No, we don't have any. We don't have the HR functions within our team. What we do, we have a consultant, and the consultant makes sure that he has his own process of hiring, and we just give them the requirement. And if the candidate, we give them the requirement like for the quality inspectors, we need the quality inspectors, and we give them the qualification criteria. Based on our criteria, they select the people and send us for the interview. And if we find them the suitable, have the appropriate experience, then we hire them.
And can you show me the qualification and criteria, and who did this qualification criteria to?
The qualification and criteria, we have our own guidelines that we as per our requirement of the job, we want to should have the appropriate qualification like degree in mechanical engineer. He should be a mechanical engineer with at least 2 years of experience in the same field in the mechanical engineering. And if the candidate has the degree and has the 2 years minimum experience, we hire them.
All these documents you have been touch with you? Or
Yes.
Can you
This
show
we
me?
maintain all the employee file. So this is the employee file, this is his resume, this is the our letter from our HR consultant who has referred this candidate to us, and this is the date of interview letter. On this date of interview, this is his degree associated, and this is
Experience.
his experience letters, and he has, this particular person has 5 years of experience in the various, and he has mentioned it, and this is the.
And from the list under your supervision, I found I still doubt he has one candidate. In fact, based on your qualification and experience, you require 5-year experience and qualification as engineering. But I saw this candidate just come from the IT department. His background in IT, and how you employ this to join with the team. So can you explain me about this?
Yeah, so he has actually, this person has the two backgrounds. He is from IT as well as a mechanical engineer. Okay, so but previously he was working in the IT, and also he was before working as a mechanical engineer in this company. So we found it stable and hired him. But before he started his job, we have our own induction program of training induction, and he has, this is his induction sheet. This is being inducted, and he has already gone for 30 days of training, on job-based training, and still he is, we have not assigned him the complete responsibility. He is under still observation. We want to make sure that he is competent enough before he finally executes the job.
Yeah. And how you evaluate him when he qualify and promoted him to technical?
We have the appraisal process in the company. So all our employees go under evaluation in every year, and after a year of completion, we do the evaluation of each and every appraisal of every employee. So we have a face-to-face meeting, and we see what are their shortcomings. We inform them the shortcoming, what is not available with them, and what are their good strengths of their, based on their year-wise performance. We appreciate them based on their actual results.
So based on your policy, and you said there has one after 1 year, all the staff have been appraised on. So in this regard, if his performance can just not meet your expectation, so what is the next?
We have different criteria in performance evaluation. We see the sincerity, we see the skill, we see the devotion, we see the interest, we see his also the attendance is late. So, and we found it, if they are not meeting up the criteria, however they have the less productivity, then we see if the person is sincere to the organization, then we can also put him for the more training, send him for the more training, so that he will come up with the more good skills. And if we found that he has no interest, he has no interest in more in the organization, then we just say thank you, bye-bye, and terminate the contract. We don't renew for the contract, because our contract length is 1 year.
Okay, and thank you. Now I move to the next question, and related to how about you manage the quality of your product. What is the policy procedure that you ensure that every product come up from your factory has been monitored, has been checked, and you follow the guideline that you have set up?
We are using for the manufacturing ERP, right? So for each and every product which is manufactured, we have a whole software, and under this software we control each and every function of every unit, and we make sure that also whenever we have any product applicable, we see that this is under the set parameters. And if there is nothing, so we have the segregation process, and at final production, we see what are the products complying, which are non-complying, we remove it, we don't, and we destroy those.
Can you describe some parameter that the quality had been passed?
We have all the quality test reports for each and every product. These are the quality test reports for each batch.
And how do you I saw you quality policy, and can you show me where it is a quality policy now?
Yeah, quality policy is available when you come down in the reception. That there was, we already put it there, the quality policy.
But when I go to the production side, I didn't see the quality policy. So can you show me where you keep the
Production, we don't have placed the quality because this is all for our internal employees. No external people come into the production line. They are not allowed because this
So
is a
how-
secure area. So only the people who are authorized to enter into production area, they can only enter. So that's
So-
why, because quality policy, as per our knowledge, quality policy should be available at place of use wherever they're coming. So we are using this quality policy on our main reception area so that anyone is coming, we can easily
So-
available for them.
and who involved in the quality policy in your company?
Everyone is involved in the achieving the quality
And
policy.
how many times a year that you track that policy?
Every year we have the review of the quality policy.
Okay, so thank you for your information. I'm very glad to receive information. I will come up with a report, and I will show the result of the finding and show to you. If any feedback on the report, please feel free and clarifications, and thank you for your full cooperation.
Thank you very much.
Certainly.
Yes, sir.
So can you skip me?
Yeah, I can.
Sorry. Because today is Friday, so we are rushing.
Yeah.